Mahiri Stewart, Nationwide News here. Is the Prime Minister prepared to respond to questions about his victory in West Central St. Andrew?
What questions? Meaning, I've just laid out the facts. And again, I was speaking to Abka before about the fact that I didn't have the chart with the numbers for the elections in 2020, 2016, 2007. They are quite clear that there are trends in the voting which are absolutely aligned with and consistent with what took place in this 2025 election. So there are no questions, and none of the relevant and empowered and appropriately legally constituted bodies, the returning officers, the presiding officer, the election day workers, the constituted authority, the electoral center, none of these bodies received any such reports. So where it only seems that these are raised by the PNP in order to create another line of discussion, to take the discussion away from questions like, Mr. Golding, are you going to resign in the same way Dr. Phillips did? Are you going to resign in the same way Mrs. Simpson Miller did? That type of question, that the GenSec, Dr. Campbell, having failed in your first bid as General Secretary of the PNP, will you resign? Will you offer it to your leader of opposition, of the opposition? They want to take the media and the national discussion away from those questions. So they raise something which is quite frankly a non-issue, and it's why I took the time to point out that they have not taken action in the seats that it would be logical. So if you won or lost something closely, if you lost a seat closely, one would think you'd follow up with a magisterial recount to see what's possible. You have not done that in any of the close seats, and there were a few. But you have decided that with a margin of 2,110, with consistent voting patterns and no reports of any actual irregularities, that this is where you're going to raise public attention. It's nothing more than political mischief making.
Yeah. Can I also say that this is a pattern by the PNP during the campaign itself, where they try to define our agenda by raising these issues, and they've done it right through the campaign. It's been a characteristic feature. We, on the other hand, have maintained our focus on what our campaign is and what clearly is in the best interest of the Jamaican people. For the Most Honorable Prime Minister to give a response to this issue would be an insult to the people who elected him. It would be a distraction, an insult to the process that took him there and allowed the people who elected him to elect him. And frankly speaking, a distraction from the greater good that he must now serve as Prime Minister in driving the policies, the new vision, the programs to move us forward. So, I think we say here with levels of certainty and confidence that this is a non-issue, and it's another bogeyman by the PNP in an attempt at distractions. And the people have rejected that clearly in terms of the outcome of the election.
I now want to address the widespread concerns that have been expressed in the public domain about the conduct of the general election last week, Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. As a responsible political movement that is committed to nation building and national development, it was important that we should await having reliable information before speaking to these issues, rather than proceeding on raw emotion and hearsay. Having waited for the final count to establish the official results in each constituency, including ascertaining the number of spoiled or rejected ballots and how these were apportioned between the two parties, the advice that we have received from our lawyers who attended the final counts is that a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome in any of the seats. In the case of West Central St. Andrew, however, the nature of the irregularities which took place there is being carefully scrutinized in anticipation of a case being brought to the constituted authority for appropriate relief. I won't be able to answer more questions on that today. That matter is with our lawyers. While we don't have sufficient evidence to mount a legal challenge against the outcome of the elections, we are nonetheless deeply concerned at the extensive and I would say vulgar use of state resources to impact the outcome of the election over the campaign period.
Hello guys, welcome to Auntie Yami channel. How are you? How are you doing? Wherever you are. I've missed you Jamaicans. Since the end of the election, I know that you people, you are busy doing other things because you remember the past month has been chaotic, has been so busy for everyone, including Auntie Yami. But today we are back because PNP has brought Auntie Yami back. Why are they crying? Remember, we've been talking about them and they've been denying that they are not a party of lies. You can see now they are having sleepless nights after 8 days of election, peaceful election, where our Prime Minister Andrew Hoynes won the election because Jamaican people chose a leader who is progressing, who is developing Jamaica, who is performing. But with them, they don't like it. Do you know why? Because they thought that their lies will work and destroy JLP. They did not know that the God of Andrew Hoynes and JLP will not agree with their tricks. Our God doesn't like lies. Our God doesn't like false rumors. But they are back now. You can see how they are so desperate. They are using the election and lie again. Bring lies. They cannot concede defeat in peace. They want to destroy. They want to destroy the government. They want to delay all the progress, the achievements, whatsoever. But they are not going to win. And remember, their leader, Mark Gordon, has already given up because his lawyer said there's no evidence. They are not going to win. You know, guys, I was surprised. Every time I want to celebrate about the win, they were coming and attack Auntie Yami, telling Auntie Yami that, why are you supporting the government that rigged the votes? That is not true. I told them, bring the evidence. Because in their minds, it's always chaotic. Jealousy after jealousy. They like making false claims about JLP, about our Prime Minister Andrew Hoynes. Though the world is laughing at them, but they cannot give up. But, hey, listen to this. As their leader has given up. You know, the first video I played is when their leader, Mark Gordon, was in agreement of those false rumors. Because, you know, it's in their blood. Rather than letting the Prime Minister work and provide to Jamaicans, they want, I repeat, to delay the progress. But we are not listening to them. Because they are scared of Tuesday, Inauguration Day. They are not happy. They wanted it to stop. Let's listen to their leader who has now agreed that, you know what, my lawyer said It's not going to change anything by recounting all the votes. Hey, who are you? You are not God, because the God of Andrew Holness, the God of JOP, the God of Jamaica did not allow you to rule the people of Jamaica. Jamaica says no. Just accept. Comrades, accept. Why are you making Auntie Yami to wear green and white again? Because now it was Auntie Yami wearing Jamaica. But now you see I have to come back. Choose Jamaica. We chose Jamaica already. We said it. The God of Auntie Yami said from the beginning that JLP is gonna win it. Andrew Holness, our PM, is gonna win it. Let's listen to this before you know Auntie Yami can talk for the whole Jamaica and the UK. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Take your seat, another seat.
You sit down.
You're partial lawyer, take your seat.
You sit down.
He has never asked me for a sister, never go get it.
Madam Speaker, that's an abuse.
He knows.
That's abuse of the House privilege.
Once
That's an
he
abuse.
asks, he's always got an
It's
assistant.
an abuse of the House privilege.
Four members here. Never. You just mentioned that I know the standing order. I say, yes, I can be making a presentation and a council debate. But when I mislead the House, it's my duty to inform the House that this is wrong. And I'm saying, as far as that member is concerned, he has never asked me for assistance.
Madam Speaker.
I never gotten it.
Madam Speaker.
Tony,
Madam Speaker.
I'm addressing the Speaker. Take your seat, man.
A point of order. And a point of order, Madam Speaker.
Madam,
And a point of order, Madam Speaker.
Mr.
Point of
Hilton.
order. Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Take your seat and in a point of order and clarification. Take your
That's a
seat.
point of order.
That's why you're a quash lawyer. You don't understand what the rules are.
Look, man.
Speaker, I'm prepared to withdraw the statement I made. If he can tell me one single case he has won in court.
And just before we close, another narrative pushed by the PNP during their media conference was that this was a close election. Yeah. No doubt that narrative was pushed by Mark and Date in a bid to stave off talk in their party about a potential challenge or new lead or a calls for new leadership in their party. But a couple of facts must be placed on the table. The Jamaica Labour Party won the election by a comfortable 7 seats. We won the popular vote by over 10,000. And every political pundit who knows politics in Jamaica will know that there are several seats that you look to in a general election to decide or to evaluate where the election is going. I'll list about 9 of them, and in all 9, the Jamaica Labour Party won decisively. Whether you call it weather vane seats or swing seats, the Jamaica Labour Party prevailed decisively. East Rural St. Andrew won by over 800 votes. Southwest St. Elizabeth won by 1,240 votes. West St. Mary, the Jamaica Labour Party prevailed by over 900 votes. And there are a number of them, including West Central St. James, the Jamaica Labour Party won by 700 votes. If you look to St. Anne Southwest, the Jamaica Labour Party won by over 2,170 votes. St. Anne Northwest, the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, Crystal Lee, won by over 500 votes. So the attempt by Baden Campbell and Mark Golding to suggest that this was a close election and they just fell short is another bid by the PNP to pull the wool over the eyes of the people of Jamaica. And some clarity must be had. This was not a close election. The people of Jamaica decisively rejected the lies and misinformation from the PNP and chose the party of Dr. Andrew Holness, the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been putting forward policies which are in the best interest of Jamaica. On that note, we thank the people of Jamaica again for their support. We thank them for supporting the Jamaica Labour Party, for choosing Jamaica, and for choosing the Jamaica Labour Party. Thank you much to members of the media who attended this media conference, and for those of you in Jamaica and overseas who tuned in. We appreciate your listenership and your viewership. Have a
Advice that we have received from our lawyers who attended the final counts is that a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome in any of the seats. While we don't have sufficient evidence to mount a legal challenge against the outcome of the election, I'm not seeking to in any way suggest that we are not accepting that the government that has been elected will be duly constituted. I don't want to go down that road. I don't think that's a wise road for Jamaica.
This is day 8 after the general election that just took place in Jamaica, where the Jamaica Labour Party was re-elected a third term. The PNP lost the election. So the PNP had their press conference this morning. This press conference was about, quote, concerns that they had about the outcome of the general election. As you heard in the beginning of this video, the PNP will not seek to have a recount because the outcome will not change according to their legal advisors. Also, the PNP admitted they have no evidence of any wrongdoing in the elections. Another thing is they are not trying to say that this government won't be duly re-elected. So those are the 3 most important takeaways from this press conference. But guys, guess what? Based on comments that I have seen from certain spaces, the comrades them did a plot to make sure that Andrew Holness is not sworn in on Tuesday. The comrades are very disappointed. They're not happy with the way that the PNP is doing a complete 360, right? Remember, a couple of days ago, we were hearing about how, Donna Scott Motley, senator, she came out and talked about irregularities. And they were going down a road of delegitimizing the election results, and as if they want to rile up the Jamaican people and undermine our electoral process. If you follow this channel, you will hear I came out about 2 or 3 times to say to Jamaica and to the PNP, you lost the election, you conceded, and you don't need to be walking back your concession speech and to pander to people who are disappointed or going through election grief. So here we have it. They have come back to say they accept, they have no evidence, and they are not seeking a recount. Now, I am going to share some information with you guys that came from a PNP circle in WhatsApp, and that conversation tells me that the PNP supporters are very disappointed. This is not what they want to hear from the PNP. So here's the message. It goes, I'd like to follow up on this post and share some thoughts on why we need to fight to the very end. I've seen in other spaces where violence is a fear if the PNP presses on and reclaims some seats. I really hope the leadership isn't moved by the prospects of violence. 28 seats isn't enough. We had 31 in 2016 and looked where we ended up in 2020 at the bottom with 14 seats. Don't be complacent because there's no guarantee we will have another chance to retake the government. We need to show voters that their votes are extremely important. Workers feel cheated and discouraged. I can't imagine the average voter. Even in this group, Sharon shared it might be her last time voting based on the challenge of just getting to the polling. Laborites need this depressed voting population to continue winning. Fear of violence is also the reasoning of Bruce Golding re Dodo saga. Free and fair elections are most important than any deportation. We shouldn't avoid confrontation at the expense of the most important democratic tenet, which is an election. This fight shouldn't be the only thing PNP does in the next few months, but it's actually the best and most important action the party can take going forward. Someone who was in this PNP group shared this message with me. So that tells me, guys, that the PNP supporters and the bloggers and vloggers, this is the road that they want to go down. I don't know if there are members of the hierarchy who's seeking to go down that road, but this language is one of don't give in, don't respect the democratic process, keep fighting. But the PNP who we see this morning come out, they are singing a different tune and they look very sad singing it. The supporters must be very, very disappointed. And this picture right here depicts just that. So big up to our graphics man over here for this. I strongly believe that the pushback from this platform and maybe others against the PNP for trying to go down a road of undermining our electoral process is probably what caused them to do a 360 and disappoint their supporters, because we cannot sit down and stand by, guys, and watch the PNP try to do a January 6th on Jamaica because they lost the election. That's exactly where they were heading, you know. Of course, while they're conceding again and assuring Jamaica that they accept everything and they don't plan to recount and they don't have any evidence, they're also saying that, we hear say money induced some things in some constituencies and and people weren't able to vote and Listen, the PNP need not go down the road of money because Mark Golding promised the PNP workers $10 million to put him there. So the PNP better not go there. And they too, they bought votes in this election, millions of dollars worth of votes. And they know it's true. So they had no moral authority to go down that road. The election is over.
Guys, I'm surprised. The general election is over. And we are thinking about next step. But to my surprise, the PNP and their leader are still campaigning. When are they going to stop? Is there any new general election? Do you think that the world is going to listen to them? No. What about those false bloggers? Some of the bloggers, they don't understand reality because in them is lies. They can use their channels to preach lies. That's why most of the bloggers, they don't go anywhere. This is reality. Why not accept it? And even after election, I heard Mark Golding accepting the defeat. But what happened again? That we call greediness. The general election was not close to PNP claims. They are claiming that the general election was too close. No. Use another way. We need the evidence. They started long time to want to destroy PM Holiness, but it failed. And now they are back. You can see how these people are. You can see how greedy they are. I said it and I've been repeating that. Some of the politicians, they are greedy because in their mind already, they won the election because they were very confident. Because every time they show orange, they dance on the street. They thought green is joking. But I told them that green is always in the forefront because we have to go green. The world is green. We have to plant more trees and it's green vegetation everywhere. PNP hasn't learned a lesson. They haven't learned their lesson. They continue to target, as I said, the Prime Minister, but it's not going to take them anywhere. JLP is the government that has captured each and every Jamaican, and even us who are thinking like Jamaicans, who are here to promote JLP and Prime Minister Andrew Hoynes. People like us who predicted that our PM Hoynes is going to win. And we are still strong because we are not going to give up. When something like this happens, we'll come and talk about it and tell them as it is. Because some of them, they were hiding their faces because they were not confident of themselves. They want to legitimize their loss. They want to legitimize their loss. But JLP will not subscribe to that. We are not subscribing to that. If you want us to subscribe, we will subscribe to reality. That's why I always say to you, subscribe to Auntie Yami channel. Because shower Auntie Yami some love. Let them bring evidence. Where is the evidence? And shame on them because their own lawyer has shamed them, has told them it's not going to change anything. General election is over, PNP. Let's continue to listen to what they are saying. And what us, JLP, because we are always calm, are saying about this whole scandal. PNP gate. That's what we call it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Good day, my Labour Red family and friends and everybody else. Something just happened a while ago, and I had to come and share this with everybody. A very good comrade friend of mine sent me a video with a plane load of people going to Jamaica with the comrade songs playing, and the status above the video says PNP going down to vote out JLP. It's all a big lie. It was a dream weekend to Jamaica. Reason being, I saw one of my own in-law on the plane. And I call up the person and say, never know say I leave right. When you switch, them start laugh. I said, no, go send. So what you talk about? Send the person the video. Guess what? It was a dream weekend going to Jamaica. They're using their comrade song with a plane load of people dancing. I'm going to attach the video to this video and also attach the dream weekend video to this video too, so you guys can circulate it. They're gonna try, but it's not gonna work. Choose Jamaica, and we're gonna work with what? 1 p.m. What we say? Third term load. Now, following that bogus video with the comrade music playing on the plane, I'm going to attach the dream weekend people on that flight and the song that they were singing. Shower Labour, right? The third term is here. Choose Jamaica.
Do it! Can't be go jail.
The selling of the rain, I'm selling of the sun. The same of the oil, I'm selling of the yoke. Say, Flavia! Trade them $50. Me not selling a war, I'm selling of the cool down. Everybody licks me, me not done. Every lick me, me come up, me hustle.
Labour right. Jamaica Labour Party. Ready? We have one. PNP. Ring the bell. I go mash them up. Yeah, Labour right, why mash them up? Why? Them can't run, them can't hide, them can't do what thing. Yes, Andrew, why mash them up? Yeah, Labour right, why mash them up? Why? Road a fix now, we have no one. House a build now, we have no one. Development, we have no one. Love the progress, we have no one. Ring the bell, them, we have no one now. Blow the hand, them, we have no one. Bust the move, them, we have no one. Champion, him a real champion. Them can't run, them.
You know what, guys? I'm not gonna make you wait or take long with this video. I wanted just to open your eyes that lying team is still losing. They've lost this game. What else are they going to do? Because, you know, these people, they don't listen. If there were people who listens, these comrades, so-called comrades, by now they should have been waiting for invite to attend the inauguration, which is coming on Tuesday. Jamaicans, don't forget to go there and support our Prime Minister. Cheer up for our Prime Minister, because Auntie Yami that day will be watching. I know there's difference in time, but at the end of the day, I'm so excited because I'll show you how excited I am. Don't forget to wait for our Prime Minister to become fully recognized by you Jamaicans going there and continue to praise our Prime Minister Andrew Holness and give him blessings for him to continue performing, because we chose a performing government. As we said, let's choose the government that is going to continue, because now it's continuation. It's not all over again. No, it's continuation. Jamaica said no to start all over again. Jamaica said yes to continuation. Thank you very much. God bless you abundantly. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you very much to all my subscribers, both returning and new subscribers. Jamaicans, you know I love you so much, because you show me every time love. You've been showering me love. I will never forget loving people like you Jamaicans. Thank you very much. God bless you abundantly. Ciao, ciao. Bye. Mwah.
Labour Party marching on to victory.